Hello there, I'm Anne Edwards and thanks for joining us. Now as GE13 heats up, a lot of allegations have propped up against certain politicians. Now one of them being FT UMNO Deputy Chairman Dr. Raja Nongcik Raja Zainal Abidin, who has been alleged of owning or setting up an offshore company, namely RZA International Corporation. Welcome to our show, Dato'.
Welcome.
Thank
Good
you so
morning.
much for coming to the Star. How are you doing?
Okay, I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Let's get straight to it. Is this true?
Oh, definitely not. Because yes, my father did in 2007.
Yes.
I think on the advice of merchant bankers or something like that,
That's right.
which I'm totally was not aware. He set up a BVI company on the advice of the merchant bank to invest in shares and bonds overseas. And then I think when he found out that it cost too much and it's not worthwhile, I think at the end of 2008 he gave instruction to close it down. So first and foremost, I was not aware, but obviously as what do you call it, generous father, when he invested, he put all the family and as a shareholder, all the siblings, the shareholders in the company, without our knowledge. At the same time, when he opened and he closed it also without our knowledge. And what is important, why I feel strongly about this is, even though the portal knows about the facts, that there was no investment. The issue is, did the vehicle invested? There was no investment at all done.
So there was talk of dubious investments by this company. Can you clarify?
Yeah, I can totally confirm that there were, when it closed down in end of 2008, there was no investment done. All right, and then secondly, all this thing happened before I was even minister. So the issue of conflict of interest doesn't arise. The issue of dubious investment doesn't arise because there was no investment. So actually, it's just a non-issue. But why create it now at the time when just about a month before elections?
Exactly my question. And some people say it's because you look wealthy. That's the impression people get about Dr. Raja Nongcik.
Yeah, because I've been in business almost 30 years. I started in the 80s and reasonably successful. As you know, I built up a brand when I ventured into manufacturing called Accent. And a joint venture with the oil industries, and eventually we sold off to Daikin Group from Japan. And I made some money, my family made some money, and from then onwards I also ventured to other businesses. And I'm also, before I became minister, I was chairman of the Bumiputra Manufacturers Association, also chairman of Bumiputra Mechanical Contractors Association. So I've been active in NGOs, I've been active in the business sector. So to a certain extent, my wealth comes from the businesses I have built up. So
which you have built up before you even became minister.
And then plus obviously my family wealth as well.
What about after you became minister? Did this perhaps help? To a certain extent?
There's no way. Actually, whatever business I had to stop. So I think I was told when I had handed over to friends of mine, the number of employees have reduced drastically, even in the company. And on top of that, I make sure that I avoid any conflict of interest and on ventures. So,
but the business still had to be carried on and conducted by the
because
family.
they have employees, so the family had to carry it on. Especially my father's family business. So as I say, I have built it up, and it comes from well before I was minister. So I just continue the lifestyle I had.
Take a quick break. The first quick break. What do you have to say, briefly about the allegation when it actually propped up?
Initially I thought I just ignored it, but because I was also asked some questions by the portal. But I thought since it's nothing. What do you call it? There's no conflict. The facts is that there was no investment made, and my father also what they call it, close it down give instruction to close it down at the end of 208. I thought it's fair, I answer. So I answered. But unfortunately, even though I answered, they spin it in a way as if I was the one who initiated the investment, and then I did not answer clearly whether there was any dubious investments. So I answered clearly. There was company was terminated, and then there was no investments, let alone dubious investment. There was no investment made.
So you're here to make it clear. Okay, we'll take a quick break, breather, and we'll come back with Dato' Raja Noncik Raja Zainal Abidin here on GE13 Showdown.
Okay.
And thanks for staying with us. Welcome back to GE13 The Showdown. We've been talking to Dato' Raja Noncik, some allegations which have propped up. Apart from the offshore company, there's also about your house in Taman Tun, which costs 15 million ringgit. How do you explain that, Dato'?
Oh, very easily. I don't know whether the value is 50 million. I don't think so. I was told
by 15 million.
Yeah, I was told by the neighbors. It's definitely not that area. I bought the house 10 years ago, and we moved in about 8 years ago, well before I was a minister. And I think it was brought up by Nurul Izzah's political secretary. I think they should ask the question: how did her father build such a massive house in Segambut? Because the father was never a businessman anyway. So, but in my case, I was a businessman, and was built and stayed well before I became minister. And well, my father also is, alhamdulillah, a successful businessman as well.
Okay.
So,
and because of all these allegations as well, PKR-backed think tank KPRU has actually asked Barisan Nasional not to pick you or place you as a candidate in GE13. How do you respond to this?
To me, if I have all these issues, I would be a better candidate to oppose their candidate, isn't it? Yeah. But why they want to bring up this issue, which is totally has no basis at this hour, and on top of that, ask me not to be a candidate. I mean, Barisan Nasional, they should be more than happy I'll be the candidate. So to me, I think they're worried. They're worried. That's why they prefer some other candidate, and maybe I should go for a safer seat somewhere else.
Yeah, and on safer seat, and also the fact, we're talking about worry here. Would you go for a safer seat?
No, I have stated many times, even to the press,
Lembah Pantai,
that I grew up in Lembah Pantai. I married in Lembah Pantai. My children was born in Lembah Pantai. My daughter was married last year in Lembah Pantai. My politics obviously is in Lembah Pantai. So do or die is in Lembah Pantai.
But you're going against a popular, would we say, poster girl?
Yeah, I have to admit the fact. So as I say, nothing like where your home ground is, and I will not like to go to any other place. No, I will not get that sort of because I think the people who support me will want me to be there when the government give me the opportunity, not to go somewhere else just for the sake of being safe. No?
On a lighter note, there are complaints that you're too often seen at Lembah Pantai.
There's some truth. At the same time, it's also not fair, because I try to work as hard as possible. So obviously, being from Lembah Pantai, my first priority is Lembah Pantai.
What are the issues that you want to tackle?
No, because I've known the issues for the last 25, 30 years.
Exactly.
So that's why I focus things like housing, low-income groups, maintenance and infrastructure problems, issue of security, so these are the issues that has been in Lembah Pantai for a long time. So having the opportunity, I try to solve as much as possible within the 4 years. That's why I work very hard in Lembah Pantai. But at the same time, you can ask the other areas in Wilayah Persekutuan. I have not neglected. I think I have been quite often to Labuan. Obviously, I'm always in Putrajaya. And then I've covered quite a number of the parliamentary areas in the whole of Kuala Lumpur.
Since you know Lembah Pantai so well, we've just got a few, in fact less than a minute before we wrap up. Dato, what have you seen for the past 5 years that you'd like to improve?
I think, as I say, one of the things is housing. And I think I've done quite a fair bit to improve the quality, especially the maintenance of public housing and private housing in the area.
And the roads.
And the roads, the infrastructure. And obviously stress on cleanliness. And I think the previous MP, Nurul Izzah should be more than happy that I'm serving her constituents. The fact I'm working very hard to serve the constituents, because a lot of opposition MPs always complain the government doesn't serve their constituents, rather than complain that I've been too active in the area. In fact, her political secretary twice complained in the press that I concentrated too much in Lembah Pantai.
When it's usually the other way around, that the leaders don't go back to
They should be more than happy, should acknowledge my concentration there, rather than complaining my concentration in Lembah Pantai.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Dato' Rajanongchi, who is our FT UMNO Deputy Chairman. Let's brace for a healthy fight over Lembah Pantai. And thank you so much for coming to our studio and clarifying some of these thorny issues. I'm Anne Edwards. We'll see you once again. Bye-bye.